It's usually hard for a sequel to outdo the original, but Zombies 2 did exactly that. Will Zombies 3 be more interesting? Stick around to find out more. While at it, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification to stay up to date on all our videos. We also give away $100 Amazon gift cards, and all you have to do is answer the hidden question in this video. So far, in the Zombies franchise, everyone is getting along. Bucky has handed Addison the cheer captain jacket. The zombies and werewolves are friends. The werewolves have their strength back, and the adults see the sense of inclusion and tolerance. The only problem is that Zombies 2 still ended in a cliffhanger, and we have a million questions with no answers. At the end of Zombies 2, there was something which fell from the sky, and a blue light glowed on Addison's hair. We've come up with various possibilities of what mythical creatures could be introduced and what that could mean for Zombies 3. Obviously, the biggest mystery in Zombies 3 will be about Addison. We are almost certain that the third installment will be all about finding Addie's pack. What we know is that she can't be a full human because all the humans in Seabrook don't have any other hair color other than the basic brunette, blonde, or black hair colors that normal people have. Addison isn't a zombie either. Well, unless she's a hybrid of some sort, we're ruling out the zombie possibility. So who is she? And what's her pack? Vampires. We know that zombies are the undead in the original Zombies movie, and we know werewolves are the enemies in Zombies 2. Humans are fearful of the zombies originally, then they're also afraid of werewolves in the second film. Note that all the creatures introduced thus far are Earth-based, so it makes sense that the next creatures introduced are vampires. Let's be honest, when we think of werewolves, the next thing which comes to mind is vampires. Modern fiction has vampires and werewolves at odds with each other. Think Underworld, Van Helsing, or even Twilight. Since we've already been introduced to werewolves, the next thing would be to introduce their enemies. So far, there's no evidence to support that Addison is a vampire since she's obviously very comfortable around things that affect vampires. Vampires are often portrayed as sensitive to sunlight and garlic. They're also vulnerable to holy objects such as crosses and holy water. According to some legends, vampires are also unable to enter a house unless they are invited inside. They also need to drink blood to survive and are vulnerable during feeding. Addison doesn't have to be a vampire in Zombies 3, she just has to be a person who will help defeat them or integrate them into Seabrook, like she always does. There's already a mention of vampires in the movie before. In one of the scenes, when Zed was talking to Addie, he makes a reference about vampires, and that could mean nothing, but it could also mean everything. More werewolves. The prophecy states that a girl with white hair, called the Great Alpha, will show the werewolves where the Moonstone is. Because Addison has white hair, the werewolves begin to suspect she is the Great Alpha, so they enroll at Seabrook High to get closer to her. The werewolves eventually bring Addison to their den, where they tell her the prophecy. And Addison is excited to be part of something spectacular. The werewolves give her a fully charged Moonstone necklace, which they have saved for the Great Alpha. When Addie finally wears her necklace, nothing happens, and our best guess is that they didn't do it the right way. Addison actually is the Great Alpha. The werewolves just didn't know how to make her transform because they'd never had to transform a Great Alpha before, and the prophecy wasn't specific enough. They thought all she needed was the little necklace crystal, but she actually needs a larger power source like the crystal used in the power plant. Or there's another reason why Addison didn't turn into a werewolf after wearing the necklace. Zed drained some of the power when he was competing against Bucky for president and turned monster. Since the power of the Moonstone was drained a bit, Addison didn't turn wolf. If she could have recharged it when they found the Moonstone that was buried under Seabrook power, she probably would have turned into a werewolf. In the song Call to the Wild, Wyatt specifically states,
"She looks like you identically,"
meaning that one of her ancestors must have had the white hair, which could also make her a descendant of the Great Alpha. Aliens. Most fans are assuming that the show will introduce aliens in the next franchise. Whatever crashed from the sky could have been a spaceship transporting aliens to Earth. Only eagle-eyed fans noticed that the night before Prawn, there was a shot that showed the transition of an amazing starlit sky and the Milky Way across the trees in the Forbidden Forest. Could it have been standard time transition visuals, or was it foreshadowing for what will happen in Zombies 3? Well, there's already an existing theory which fully supports the introduction of aliens. When the spaceship lands, the aliens come across Addison and they notice that they have the same hair. They reveal to Addison that she is the princess that they've been searching for. According to this prediction, Addison was born royalty on an alien planet kingdom until it was under siege by an evil, power-hungry alien who destroyed Addison's kingdom, forcing her true parents to send Addison away to Earth in Seabrook. Addison agrees to restore her home planet kingdom and save Seabrook as long as Zed, Zoe, Eliza, Bonzo, Bree, Bucky, Stacy, Tracy, Lacey, JC, Willa, Wyatt, and Winter come with her as it concerns the fate of the humans, zombies, and werewolves as well. We also discovered some similarities in another film. In Monster vs. Alien, an unknown planet explodes, sending a strange, quaint Onium meteor across the galaxy towards Earth. Just before the wedding, Susan Murphy is struck by the meteorite, and its energy causes her to glow and grow to an enormous size with her hair turning white during the wedding. A U.S. military detachment tranquilizes and captures her. We know that Zombies is all about highlighting actual occurrences, so what if they want to shed some light into aliens and Area 51? Witches! Until Elsa, Disney had used the crafted aesthetic of exaggerated femininity to mark magical women as evil. Good female characters possess natural beauty, one which conceals any effort taken in achieving their look. Evil women must construct their beauty, employing obvious makeup and dramatic clothing in their doomed attempt to attain desirable femininity. Most of these evil females are usually witches, so it wouldn't be a surprise if Disney introduced witches in Zombies 3. So far, we've had clues that Zombie 3 may introduce witches in the mix. In one scene, the background appears to be in front of a crystal shop, and we all know that crystals have everything to do with witches. What do you think? Is it time for Zombies to introduce some spells in the franchise? Let us know in the comments section below. If Addison turns out to be a witch, it wouldn't be the first time we will see a witch with white hair. Remember, the white-haired witch of Lunar Kingdom? And in the Disney universe, we have Ursula with the white hair. Sirens and mermaids. Mermaids probably don't exist in the real world, but what we know about the mystical creatures is that they are associated with the color blue. The blue light at the end of Zombies 2 could possibly be the introduction of mermaids, and we are linking the story to other popular series, Sirens. In the series, the coastal town of Bristol Cove, Washington, known for its legends of once being home to mermaids and mermen for centuries, is turned upside down when a mysterious young woman appears and begins wreaking havoc upon the small fishing town to look for her captured older sister, who is abducted at the hands of the local military. We are imagining that Addison's mermaid family has located her in Seabrook and they are ready to take her home. The only problem with this possibility is that whatever is coming for Addison is coming from the sky and not the water. But this is Disney, and anything is possible in this universe. Most people have theorized that Addison could be an alien because her name starts with A, but it's also worth noting that many mermaids in Disney universe also have names starting with A. Ariel has 6 older sisters named Atina, Alana, Adela, Aquata, Arista, and Andrina. Then there was Archimedes, a merman scholar, explorer, and adventurer who is fascinated with humans, particularly human objects. Like Ariel, he wants to know as much about the human world as possible. Because of his fascination with humans, he is ostracized and disliked by his own people, and his only friend is Ariel. We also have Aerosol, leader of the Mermaids and Pair of Kings. She is a natural leader and an intelligent but sly mermaid. She is well aware of her enchanting beauty and will use it to deceive men. Then there's Amazonia, also from the Pair of Kings, and Aquarion, a mermaid who appears in the 8th episode of the 3rd season of Disney's Adventure of the Gummy Bears. We might as well add Addison to the list of mermaids. As much as Zombies 3 will focus on Addison, there are other questions we have to ask ourselves, like, where the hell is Zed's mom? Disney movies rarely have parents, and even when they are present, most of them are usually the worst parents. It's actually worse when it comes to mothers. Many mothers in Disney stories are either deceased, evil stepmothers, or just missing. Many people speculate that the lack of mothers in Disney movies has to do with the tragic fate of Walt Disney's own mom. Flora Disney died in the early 1940s, shortly after she and her husband moved into a house that their son, Walt, bought them following the success of his early films. At least this is what Disney producer Don Hahn told Glamour magazine. Don goes on to say that he truly believes Walt was haunted by the death of his mother from that point on, and that is why Walt tended to steer away from including mom characters in his future films. We're not sure if that's the actual reason, but what we are sure is that we are missing another mom in a Disney movie, Zed's mom. Zed's family dynamic consisted of his dad, Zevon, and sister Zoe, but there's zero mention of his mom. There is a huge mystery around Zed's mom, and fans barely know anything about her, but she's already been linked to Zombies 3. According to one of the predictions, Zed's mom heard about this person with white hair that would help the werewolves and thought that person could help the zombies too. She found out something about the white-haired person and finds out that person is Addison. She's the one who tells Addison who she really is. The twist in this story is that Zed might find out that his mom is the alpha of the werewolves, and Addison is one of the werewolves' daughters. So that would explain that she was adopted. For most fans, it doesn't really matter if Zed's mom plays a vital role in the movie. Viewers just want to meet her and know why she has never been mentioned. Come on, Zoe's like 5, and she also doesn't mention her mom, which is very weird. Will Wyatt date Eliza? In the beginning, zombies and werewolves don't get along. But what happens when super handsome Wyatt meets the smart zombie Eliza? Wyatt seems to be more sensible and cautious than his other packmates. He seems to think things through more than his sister does and ponders more rationally before taking action. Eliza is first introduced by her best friend Zed when she leaves her house for the first day of school. Being the computer master that she is, Eliza assists Zed in succeeding on the football team via hacking his Z-Band. She's done this with her own Z-Band in the past to assist her with gaming. Thanks to her skills, Zed is able to get closer to Addison. She is a good and smart zombie who cares for her friends and fellow zombies to the point of willing to start a revolution for them. Just imagine what would happen if these two amazing people got together in Zombies 3. And what would the child of a zombie and a werewolf look like? Will there be other couples in Zombies 3? Well, if Zombies 3 will introduce another lot of people, we can bet that we will see more dating in the show. So, what do you think will happen in Zombies 3? Answer this question to join our draw for $100 Amazon gift cards. This has been Riveted. We publish amazing videos daily.